Hey YouTube, Untamed here. As you can see, the weather out here in Wyoming today is pretty harsh. We got some good winds kicking up with a fair amount of snow coming down, blowing sideways. So definitely not ideal for shooting a couple of videos of the tundra that I was going to do today. I know a couple of you had asked a couple different questions. One of them being, a few of you brought it up saying, "Hey, do you mind shooting a video showing the 295s, 70, 18, the tires as I turn inward and outward?" They wanted to kind of see what it looked like, how tight it was, especially within the front wheel well, as I turned, to kind of really see a better idea of what the fitment was like. As I mentioned in my comments to you guys, I've done a couple pretty tight U-turns, while giving it some good throttle to whip around pretty quick, and I haven't had any issues with it. So no rubbing at all, and again, there was no trimming or any kind of cutting or any kind of alterations needed, with the exception of pulling off the front spats, which takes about 30 seconds. The front, splash guards, if you will. So I did that. So hopefully if the weather, takes a turn and starts looking a little bit better within the next day or so, I'll be sure to get that video so you guys have a better look at it. However, with it being so snowy, mainly in town, admittedly, out here it's just extremely windy, it's just blowing around, but within town it is pretty thick and the roads are pretty nasty. We drove out there this morning for some breakfast, and let me tell you, these Minnow Ridge grapplers did a fantastic job out there. So if anyone's in the market for trying to upgrade your tires, really I was mainly gunning for some KO2s when I was looking, but I started doing a little bit of homework like I mentioned, and they're a hybrid tire, so they're not necessarily a all-terrain or a mountain tire. They're kind of that in between, and I think they look extremely aggressive, as I showed you in my previous video. But we'll talk a little bit more about that maybe tomorrow or the next day. I wanted to give you a real quick update on the Subie here. I think in my last video I hinted at it. I hinted that I was going to get a VIS Demon style carbon fiber trunk, and well, I did that. So got that on here. The fitment is not good, but that's my fault. So I need to take it off one more time and adjust it and make a few tweaks here and there to make it really line up perfectly. But as you can see, that's not necessarily ideal. But again, that's on me. This is just a first time on. Over here is even worse, see? But I'm not sure how well it's picking. Sorry, hopefully the wind isn't bothering you guys too much, but I'm not sure how well this camera picks it up, but it's definitely a high quality carbon fiber weave. So I'm definitely impressed with it. They had a lot of good reviews, so that's what ended up, forcing my hand toward it. Definitely love the side profile. I think that looks great. I also got the hood. Actually, before I go up there, so we have the 05 WRX out there. They have pretty much the same body, of course, but it has the red tail lights. So 05 and 04, they have the red tail lights, whereas 06, 07, they have the silver tail lights. Something about swapping those over, just because I think the red looks a little bit better. But let me show you the hood. So even the snow's getting in just within the door here. This again is a VIS carbon fiber hood. Again, definitely impressed with the quality. I got a bunch of snow on it. The fitment of the hood worked out a lot better. So again, this is like first time on. I didn't tinker with them. I didn't pull it off, put it back on, didn't go back and forth with it. This is no kidding, like me just kind of taking off the old one, Exhibit A, and then slapping on the new one here. And this one matched up near perfectly. I mean, obviously there's some stuff that, maybe a little bit more gap on this side compared to over here, as you can see. But overall, definitely impressed with it. A couple other small things I did. I cleared the headlight lenses here. So they had a bit of oxidation building up on the front of them. So we got those cleared out, making them look pretty good. We also slapped on the Rally Armor mud flaps, which I think I showed you that in a previous video. But that's a necessity, of course, if you're gonna have a WRX or an STI, it appears. And the final thing I did was I put these carbon fiber grill inserts on there. I don't know if I like it without the Subaru logo right in the middle. We got it up here, but I don't know. I think the carbon fiber obviously looks a ton better, but anyways, I just want to share that with you. Let me fire it up real quick. Hopefully the battery isn't dead. I haven't started it in a few days. Pop the hood here. Bubble wrap. Over here so you can hear me a little bit better. But while I let that warm up, let's give you a heads up. This it is currently tuned on E85, and it was dynoed at 424 horsepower, so it definitely has a fair amount of kick to it. But let me know if you guys have any questions or if you'd like to see anything in particular. As always, I appreciate you watching. Bye.